In terms of the fourth quarter, they had all but one of their buckets was inside the paint. Was that them just being able to get into the paint and get whatever they want because of that point of attack defense like you were talking about?
Yeah, they had that and 9 free throws.
Deep. It's actually impressive how calculated it all seems. Like someone in a suit sat down and said, let's hire the only person in the league who could possibly make Caitlin Clark look replaceable. Because that's the mission, break the hype. Flatten the curve, restore the old hierarchy, and if a few games get lost in the process, collateral damage. So, let's not pretend this is about patience or rookie mistakes. This is about power. Power the league doesn't want concentrated in one player. Power the front office doesn't want walking into press rooms and owning headlines. Power that threatens the status quo with every nook pass and step back three. The league could have embraced it. They could have ridden the wave and let the magic happen. But instead they built a dam and hired a lifeguard to stand there with a clipboard pretending there's no water behind it. Trading her wouldn't just be an error, it would be a declaration. A loud flaming middle finger to progress, fans, and the very future of the league. And guess what? People wouldn't just tune out. They'd walk away because it turns out watching greatness get mismanaged like a clearance sale isn't very entertaining. So, it's the last part of it, the players' vote, that I take some exception to. And I'm not a big Caitlin Clark fan. Like, I don't care either way, but they vote her 9. And why I find that absolutely hilarious is you can say she's 9 if you want, but you don't treat her like she's 9. Because when she was here in town, they were picking her up 3/4 court the entire game, and they had her double teamed the entire game. Now, is your shooting efficiency going to go down? So, go ahead, keep benching her. Keep justifying it with vague coach speak and recycled nonsense about team development. But don't be shocked when the fans stop showing up, when the ratings dip, and when the star you tried to muzzle walks right out the front door with her fan base in tow. And if that happens, don't blame the fans. Don't blame the media. Don't even blame Caitlin Clark. Just look at the front office, the coach with the vendetta, and the league that let it all happen and say, congratulations, you played yourself. And just when you thought the league couldn't make it more obvious, they've turned the full circuit spotlight on Caitlin Clark with the subtlety of a bulldozer in a glass shop. At this point, it's not even conspiracy, it's choreography. The commissioner, the coach, and every suit in the building seem to be in on the same Broadway production. How to humble a star player in 10 games or less. Poor CC. She just wanted to hoop, sign a few autographs, and bring some dignity back to Indiana. Instead, she's been dropped into the middle of an industrial-sized sabotage plot, dressed up as culture building. You can practically hear the theme music playing in the background every time she's subbed out for someone, averaging to points and a nosebleed. He sees crime being to good, to fast, and to popular. That's it. That's the felony. She walked into the league with the audacity to be beloved nationwide. And now the powers that be are treating her like she walked in carrying a baseball bat instead of a jump shot. Caitlin Clark was number 1 among fans, number 3 among media. What do you think she was among players? Dead last. Just not last. No, I not last. No, but barely made it to the top 10. So, she was 1, 3, and 9. Dick Vitale went off on a whole rant. It is pure jealousy. Someday these players will realize what she has done for them. They now have chartered planes, increase in salaries, sold out crowds, improved TV ratings. Stop being jealous haters on Caitlin. This isn't basketball anymore. It's punishment with a scoreboard. And look, Cease isn't out here throwing tantrums or stirring up drama. She's not posting cryptic tweets or refusing to practice. She's just a tall, wholesome, jump-shooting slice of Midwest goodness, trying to survive in a league that treats lickability like a virus. Meanwhile, the W is looking more like a manipulative, backstabbing corporate Game of Thrones episode. There, smiling in press conferences and swinging daggers behind the curtain. Let's not kid ourselves. The coach didn't just happen to land this gig. The same coach who previously showed less sympathy for Clark than a DMV employee during lunch break now suddenly gets promoted to mentor. Really? We're supposed to believe that? That's like hiring a cat to babysit the family hamster. Everyone knows how that ends. And while they serve up these press sound bites about team first and developing identity, the real identity forming here is a passive, aggressive vendetta against Clark's spotlight. They don't want her leading. They want her diluted, not front and center, but somewhere in the back row holding the Gatorade, while someone else takes initiative. There's this new culture brewing, and let's just say it doesn't include any statues of seats outside the arena. This isn't about team chemistry. It's about control, about shrinking her presence just enough so that the league doesn't feel like it revolves around one player, even though it very clearly does. Now, let's look at the viewership, right? So, I'm looking at here. So, before the WNBA, before Caitlin Roth, the WNBA averaged around 300,000 to 400,000 viewers per game on national television, right? 300,000 to 400,000 viewership, right? That's great. On the 2023 season, they said it saw an average of 367,000 viewers, right? When Caitlin Clark came, her presence. Viewership has increased with some games drawing over 1 million viewers, right? Caitlin Clark's WNBA draft for her drew to point for 5 million viewers. That's crazy. So that means these people and what she did in college and bringing them all to the WNBA scale. People are watching the WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. They don't want a league where Caitlin Clark's individual excellence drives the narrative. They want a sanitized, share the spotlight vibe where no one star outshining the machine. It's giving Soviet Union with sneakers. Clark is being treated like an unwanted celebrity guest in her own league. She's good for marketing, but once the cameras are off, she's sent to the penalty box for outshining the infrastructure and the commissioner. Oh, don't even get started. You think she's sitting back unaware of how all of this looks? No, she's sitting courtside with popcorn, nodding approvingly while pretending she didn't notice seats getting benched during crunch time. It's all part of the plan. A full cart PR detox designed to remind everyone that no player is bigger than the league, unless that player fits the vibe they're curating, which apparently CC does not. Because let's be honest, Clark doesn't play the game the way they want it packaged. She's not gritty in the league-approved way. She's not edgy in the corporate feminist brochure kind of way. She's a wholesome assassin from Iowa, and that doesn't quite fit the curated chaos they're trying to sell. So now it's about slowly sanding her down piece by piece until she either conforms or combusts. There's a lot of hate on Caitlin Clark, and I think because it's 'cause she's white coos. She's a hooper, and she's going out there and busting people's ass every single night. And it's this the little pretty petite country girl that you're not expecting. Again, she's not super athletic. She's not super big, but boy can she shoot that ball, and she is must-watch TV. I think when she was hurt a few weeks ago, they said a viewership dropped by 50%. You know what I mean. And I didn't watch, I quit watching the teams. Yeah, what we're watching isn't a culture shift. It's a character assassination with soft lighting, a slow intentional erosion of her presence, the new blueprint. No more glorifying individual greatness, no more letting one rookie carry the ratings, no more building empires around viral three-pointers and jersey sales. Now it's about team unity and shared narratives. In other words, strip down the star until she fits the mold, or at least doesn't threaten to break it. And the fans, they see it loud and clear. You can hear it in every boo, every tweet, every side-eye shot during the game. She's the reason people who haven't watched a WNBA game in years suddenly know when Indiana plays. She's the walking stimulus check for the entire league, and instead of cashing it in, they're trying to write her out of the script before she finishes the first act. So now we've got this weird league-sponsored campaign of polite hostility. She's on the court, but not really featured. She's praised in interviews, but benched during blowouts. They talk about her impact, but refuse to build around her. It's like watching someone give a standing ovation with their arms crossed. Meanwhile, the league keeps dropping buzzwords like breadcrumbs, growth, equity, system development. All that corporate yoga speak that sounds deep, but means absolutely nothing. When your best player is parked on the pine while her team loses by double digits, it's a PR smoke screen so thick you need NASA to see through it. When we talk about hatred, when we talk about jealousy, when we talk about pettiness, Caitlin Clark's name always pops up because that's what she receives on a daily basis. And for the players to vote her ninth in guards just lets you know how out of touch they are. And it's not because of her game. It's simply because of those three things that I mentioned. She was ranked first by the fans, which makes sense. She was ranked number 3 by the media, which kind of makes sense. Anywhere between the 1, 2, or 3rd, that's fine. And then she was right ninth by the player. And here's the worst part. They think they're fooling us. They think the fans will nod and say, yes, it's about balance and process, while watching a generational talent generational talent.